Right, Pete Badel, interesting performance from Tim Tszyu tonight, a clinical performance perhaps.
Yeah, look, I said in the commentary, Macca, I thought it was a 6 out of 10 performance. Look, it wasn't the savage masterclass that we've seen from Tim in the past with victories, for example, over Mendoza and even Ocampo and even Jeff Horn. But it's a step in the right direction, and I think it was probably the confidence booster and the morale builder that he needed. I probably expected a little bit more from Tim, even though I know he had some tough losses in the last 18 months, 20 months. And I thought he'd probably stop Velazquez tonight, especially at the end of the 7th round. I thought that he had him on the ropes. Velazquez would barely open his eyes at the end in the corner. So I thought he should have finished him off. He didn't. He's probably a little bit watchful, understandably so, given some of the losses that he's had recently. But overall, look, first step, good win, but I think he can get better from here.
He looked cautious or a bit hesitant early. What did you make of that? You reckon he was just sort of feeling things out, or you reckon he was genuinely sort of weary of Velazquez's power?
Yeah, look, I actually applauded that tactic. I said beforehand, before the fight, I thought Tim would fight like that. I think he even alluded to the fact he needed to show more IQ. So I wasn't too surprised with that watchful start. I thought that was the right tactic for Tim, given the way he was beaten up by Fundora and even Backram, which was probably more of a blow to his psyche at the time. But I thought I liked what I saw in the rounds 4 to 7. I thought that was almost the shades of the old Tim Tszyu, where he got a sniff, went for the jugular, some beautiful uppercuts, that beautiful right hand that opened up that cut in the 6th round. So there was signs of Tim that the soul taker or the phoenix or whatever it is that you want to call him these days is not just dead yet. Look, I still think Tim's probably not the fighter that I thought he was against Mendoza. We always saw levels of progression in Tim. I think we've seen a bit of a regression in recent years, but he was watchful for understandable reasons. And also I think Velazquez, he had heavy hands. Like, even though he didn't throw as much as I wanted him to, I thought he could have engaged a little bit more. But probably because every time he probably tried to advance and pressured him, the pressure application led to him getting some shots, and he was hurt a few times by Tim. So I think that also made him retreat a few times as well. So in saying that, I thought Tim, though, at the end of the 7th probably could have stopped. I think a more ruthless Tim would have stopped him, but he went in 10 rounds. They were good 10 rounds, valuable rounds. He'll learn from that. And I think Macca Pedro Diaz can get more out of him.
Now, there was talk about Xander Zayas' fight, down the track next, perhaps. We've all been a bit critical of, Tim Tszyu looking too far ahead and rushing back into things. You urging caution on this one, or are we going straight back in?
I broke this story the other day, Macca, about Tim Tszyu having an approach from the Xander Zayas camp, and also Barassa Bow if he was to win that unification fight in January. So, look, I would urge extreme caution. Like, I wouldn't be jumping in at that Tim Tszyu tonight would not beat Xander Zayas and would not beat anyone with a world title at the moment, because I just don't think Tim Tszyu is ready mentally for that. I think Tim Tszyu can win a world title again. I think Pedro Diaz can get him back there, but it's got to be carefully constructed, delicately considered, and that's what they're doing. And I think Mike Altamura showed he's the almanac of boxing, and he's a very good matchmaker, and he'll pick the right opponent at the right stage at the right time for Tim. And I think if Tim puts his trust in his new team, that they'll make the right moves and the right decisions at the right times, then he can get back to his best again. But I think his best is still some time away, possibly a year or two away.
A quick word on Zerafa Nikita.
Yeah.
Face-off, a bit weird.
Well, Zerafa said in the coverage that he told Nikita his breath stunk and he needed his mint. He was going to shove his mint down his throat for him. So, look, I think some bad blood is really emanating there. I think it's fantastic, and I think I reckon there'll be more bad blood.
I'm locking you out, Pete.
Oh, they're locking us out, fair dinkum. I reckon there'll be more bad blood in the next. They're impatient lot here at the ICC. The TikTok Entertainment Centre. Jeez, they've kicked us out. So look, I think I think more bad blood will brew over the next few weeks before the fight on January 16. Look, I still feel that Mick at his best is probably Nikita's best right now. And Mick's, he's had 39 career fights. He's a lot more experienced than Nikita. I think in clutch moments he should know what to do to win. But one thing you can't discount with Nikita is his mental toughness, and I think that his mental fortitude could be the difference in this fight.
He's right behind you, mate. Yeah, good.
Good timing.
Pete's tipping against you, Nikita. He's tipping against you.
He's bagging me again, Macca.
There he is. Right, I think. He is. He's talking.
He said I'm talking shit. I think he's on the money.
All right, Pete. Thanks so much, mate. We'll see you soon.
Mate.